I have another one. I'll put it in here. Okay, so let's put that there. Put that there. Leg is blue. There it is. Put it back here. And I got this person's certificate. Why do I have her certificate? Well, that's the how-to with the flight arm. That's what this one. I got to draw on the computer. I want to draw out a sketch because the other day I had no, actually it's going back more, way back. When it comes to sight alignments, most of the time I haven't had any issues when I explain how the sight alignment is working, you know, and how you're looking for your sight picture and what you're looking to do and how to accomplish. However, I've had a few that even drawing them out, little pictures and such, they just don't understand. So I'm thinking about drawing out an animated, and I think I still have that program. I used to have a GIF animated program. I used to do a lot of animation on the websites. To where if they have a computer or a phone, I can send it to them. On their phone would be nice because I can just send it to them while we're there. But I also need to have it scaled into a picture to where it's framed. Yeah, it seems like once I start drawing pictures, they tend to understand it and get it a little faster. I think that's the only one that's going in there. Yes, that's all. Now, these. I can't put them this way. Oh yeah, I can. I have another one. Yeah, I can put it that way. What's this? Oh, this will be in already. If I remember right. It has the already folders. I let him thumb through it. That and that. And my ears. My ears. Oh, a set of them I have them all over the place. Alright, so I think this is back to where I'm all set. Wait a minute. How many times I lost this, so this reminded me of it. I know I won't lose it. I put it in here. Okay, this can go back in the truck. Let's get this off here. That's it like that. And move it over here for now like this. Now, I will, depending on how many I'm going to have, and I'm not saying that some are getting cheated out of it, but, let me get my cloth. These are the guns that we use when we're on the range, when I'm teaching somebody. These are the ones that they use. I don't let them use mine, any of mine. I mean, these are mine, but you know, my guns. Because they're just, no, there's too many chances of them dropping them. It's just not going to happen. So, these are firearms that used to work, but over time, they finally crapped out. So I blocked the barrels, and I blocked it in there. There's a dead cartridge, or a dead case in there, an empty case, and it's epoxied in all the way down into the side of the barrel. So that's that. And the action, as you can see, is still in there, but I painted that red. It can't be used, and this can't be used either. This is glued in, so that's not going to be used. However, when I'm talking about people dropping things, when this was working, I've got a couple other slides for it, or magazines for it, because you'd be surprised. See this? I'm not pulling that off all the way. It would come off all the way. People drop the firearms. You know, it goes bang, it goes poof, and they let it go, and there she goes. You know, or they go oof, and they push it down, and they throw it on the ground. You know, the firearm didn't do anything to you. You know, and then, you know, what do? You know, say, okay, now you owe me $300 for a gun. You know, come on. You know, so it's kind of a tough one to call. So these are firearms that, over time, finally gave up. They said, I'm tired of getting thrown on the ground. Yeah. Hold on, I'm going to glue this in here now while I got it out, because every time that gets, and it does get knocked off, believe it or not, even though this firearm isn't used anymore for actual shooting, this is one of the first firearms that go in the hand. This is the first one. Now this one here, again, the barrel's blocked. The action does not work on this in any way, shape, or form. The only thing that works is the door. But you can't put anything in there either. And this doesn't turn. What I've used this one for is basically just for them to get used to holding it and sight alignment. That's basically all this is for. Get used to holding it, how they're going to hold it, where they feel comfortable and how they're standing. That's what this is for. And naturally, the sight alignment. So I don't have to worry about anything. I hand them this, and I say, okay, you know, and they pick it up, they step up to the plate, they pick it up, they go in, and they're looking at the target. And I stay back a few feet and just watch them. Because again, I don't have to worry about doing this, so I don't have to be right on top of them. So I just back up a few feet and I kind of just watch them. And then sometimes I'll even be doing something with this while I'm watching them. I know nothing's going to go wrong. But I want to make sure that they're here. And if they have a problem, they don't start doing this. Because they do. You know, again, there's no problem with this one, but it's not going to work. And the same with this one. Because this one actually has a trigger pull, and you can rack the slide, you know, take the safety off if you wanted to, put the safety on. It's got a mag release safety on it, a mag safety. So, but meanwhile, at that point, they can practice with this one, doing the same thing, getting used to doing this, racking the slide, and then I see if they do this. Because a lot of them do this. You don't want to do that. Yeah. And I tell them, and they do it over and over and over again. And if it's a smaller, like a 22, which is in here, that does work, I let them do it. After I've done it, told them enough, I let them do it. And then once they get bit, and they come up to me, oh shit, now I'm bleeding. Okay? So now you know. But meanwhile, they use this one for the same thing. I don't have to worry about it. Okay, let's put this over here. This, believe it or not, I am not a fan of Ruger. I like the revolvers. The 101, I like. The 100, I like. I don't like any of the pistols. I haven't found a Ruger that I like. That one that you can call a defense piece. However, this little 22 Ruger, it's been through hell, and it just keeps going. It's not ammo sensitive. I may get one or two bad ones out of a box of 100, you know, or whatever. You know, I mean, it's just a nice gun. But they also, this is the one that they use. Again, they can rack it. They get used to the trigger pull. They get used to the safety. I want them to get used to the safety. I don't want them to get used to a firearm that has no safety. I want them to know. Now, I have a firearm that has no safety. But at that point, I want them to get used to the safety. Because more than likely, they're going to want to have a safety. But anyway, I want them to get used to it. So for that reason alone, we do that. But this little Ruger 22, it's a nice shooting little gun. I enjoy using this one myself. Now, why did I take it out and last? Because I'm going to spray some crap in it. As soon as I move this thing to another location, I'm going to spray it in the trash. Because I got to clean this. I haven't cleaned it yet, but I want to do this little crap in there first. There we go. There we go. Good. I'm going to spray some air through that in a minute. I'll turn these off when I do that. This is a Charter Arms 22. I hate it, and I never buy another one. I have problems with it. Now, they're right here in Connecticut. They're about a 20-minute to a half-hour ride from me. And I've been up there with this thing. It's not working. And they supposedly fixed it. Yep. I mean, it was off just enough to where it was acting up. What was happening, the day I bought it, came down to the range, put 100 rounds on bench, and I'm ready. I don't put a target up. I just want to pop off 100 rounds. I do it with any of the new firearms that I buy, or guns, rifles. So anyway, I put in SCCY, put them in, bang, 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 dump them, put in another 6, bang, 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 let it dump them, and I noticed a little bit of stiffness, but they still dump. Another 6, bang, 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 not dumping. Take out one of the pieces of crappers, and I bang on this. Actually, at one time I even put it on the counter to get the rounds out. I have no idea if the cylinders in the chambers shrunk or the casings got too big. Whatever way it was, these weren't working. You shouldn't have that problem, regardless. Even if I had bad ammo, it shouldn't have happened. So anyway, I call them on the phone. I come here and I clean it, and I try it again. Nothing. I oil the crap out of it, tried it with oil, nothing. I call them on the phone and say, bring it up. So can I wait for it? Yeah. So I said, all right. And they give us a tour of the place. I told you this story a number of times. So we walk in, you walk in the door. They're not where they used to be. They are now, they're not a manufacturer that I would call, they're more or less assemblers. The parts are all shipped out, they're all brought in, like the frame is brought in at a 90%, cylinders at a 90, barrels at a 90, so they draw out the cylinders, they hone out the frame for the cylinder, and they do the barrels, and then they put it in there. But the barrels are all cut and done, that's all cut and done, the frame's all cut and done, they just have to drill them out. So anyway, you walk in the front door, you got the offices over here, you walk to the end of the hallway, which is about 20, 25 feet, there's a couple of stairs, you go up, not a lot, when I say a couple, 2 or 3, and you're in another room, and then you go out to the assembly area. But meanwhile, you're in that other room. We're in that other room talking and bullshitting about the problem, and the guy calls in, the guy that's in charge of the assembly and the warranties and all that, and he comes in, he takes the gun, and I tell him what the problem was, and I told you that before. Anyway, he goes out, and we're sitting there talking with one of the owners, actually, because they sold out, and we have a new ownership in there. So anyway, when Tom and I are sitting there must have been 100 guns, could have been more, all different colors. They make all different colors, 38s, a couple of 22s, all they make are revolvers, and they're all lined up. Now, when they're lined up, they have these little wire coil. It's a hard wire, and it's like a stand, so it kind of comes around and it comes up, so the gun barrel can fit in it, and they can just line them up on the table. So I said, those are getting ready to go out, huh? He goes, no, those are in here for repair. And then he kind of just changed the subject after he said that, you know. So I'm thinking to myself, and Tom looks at me. There's over 100 guns there. Now we don't know how many he sold, you know, but hello, that doesn't look good to me. So anyway, they fixed it, and it still didn't work. Long story short. Now, it wasn't off by much. They changed the cylinder, but that didn't help. And I know they changed the cylinder because there was a little nick in it. And he says, oh, we got a little nick there. That's the problem. I go, that's not the problem. But anyway, what I finally did was, it was off so little that I used it again. And then I came here, put it over on the other side at the time. You didn't have that back there. Or did I? I don't remember, but I'm up here. And I put it in a small stand. I took the battery drill, and I took a 9mm brush, you know, brass 9mm cleaning brush. This is a 22. And I put oil on, and I just kept going back and forth with this 9mm brush. It did just enough. It did just enough to where it works. So I had to take care of it myself, basically. But the experience that I had with them fixing it, and it's still acting up, you know, and then him not listening to me when I'm telling him what was wrong with it, and I knew that he wasn't listening, because when I asked him how many rounds, he lied to me. Then he realized that he lied to me, so he changed it 3 times on how many rounds he put through it. Now, he's one of those guys to where, don't have to tell me what's wrong with it, I'll find it, I know what it is, before you even tell him. You know, if it's not right, I'll know. You know, and this is the kind of a guy he was. But anyway, I will never buy another one. I bought that because they give you a deal on it if you're an instructor. Now, this is another firearm that they use. This is a Taurus 357 made in Brazil. This is a nice gun. I'm happy with this. I had no problems with it. I bought this used. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I believe, yeah, they're made in Brazil, but they're out of Florida, I think. Miami. Anyway, made in Brazil, yeah. So anyway, it's a 357. It's a heavier gun. I got a pretty good deal on it. It was used, and it was well kept. You can tell if a guy takes care of his firearms or not. And at that point, I bought it. It's been working fine. Everybody uses it. We usually put 38s in it. You can run 38s in a 357, but you can't put 357s in a 38. That's a no-no. And if you continue to do 38s in here, I don't know if you'll ever get to a point where you can't put a 357 in there, because the 38s are shorter, so when the bullet is leaving the cartridge, your flash point is down here more. So after a while, it's going to start burning in that chamber. So I don't know if it'll ever get to a point where you can't. I try to, you're not going to see it if I tried to show it to you, but I can see it in here. If I had the bore camera out, you'd be able to see it. Now I'm thinking about it. No, anyway, and then I'll put a couple of 357s in there. So they feel the 38, bang, bang, bang. I said, you want to do the, oh yeah, okay. And we do the 38s, but I'll slip in a 357. And then it's go bang, 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 boom, you know, whoa, right? They get to see the difference. I want them to understand that there's a difference in the boom, So they use this one. The heaviness helps. Sometimes the smaller statued guys and women have a little problem, but by this time their shoulders are bothering them, you know, because they're not used to it, or their back, because no matter how many times I tell them watch your stance, they keep leaning back. Anyway, you know, they learn over time. Over time, they're gonna learn. So this is another one. What did I do with that spray? Put a little bit of spray in here if I get a chance to clean it. I just want to keep everything warm. Go off this side. I do have to get up to the Cabela's. Actually, Tom and I were going to go to Cabela's, but Darlene working today kind of screwed things up a little bit. Now to the skies. The SCCY 2. You know the story on these. If not, go back and you'll see. Just search for Sky. There's a number of them out there that I put in. Never again. If you have one and it works for you, fine. However, They started acting up big time as soon as I started putting a little over 1,000 rounds to them. Actually about 600. And then I took this one away from the wife because the wife was using them. That's one of the reasons why I bought it, because it was a good size for the wife. And she liked it, so I bought one for myself. First thing that happened, the front sight came off the firearm. You know, the pins fall out of the firearm. The pin here came out while it's firing and the slide jammed up. It's getting a traffic jam inside. The round isn't ejecting fast enough and the other one's getting in there. And I use nothing but brass, good brass. I don't use any Tula and all that kind of stuff. So these are just a couple of real pieces of crap. They sent me extra magazines thinking it was bad magazines. They sent me new pins thinking it was the pins. It was just one thing after another. I got the guy's personal phone number. I'm not going to give it to you, but let me see. Do I have it under Sky? Let's see. Yes. Sandy, Sally. Sky. Jason. I was talking to a guy, Jason. I don't even know if he's still there or not. I should talk to him and tell him I'm going to send him back again. You know what? Let's do that. Yeah, Jenny, is there a Jason still there? No. No? Okay. How long ago had he left?
I'm not really sure. How can I help you today?
Well, I've got two CPX2s that have been acting up for the last 2 or 3 years. I was talking with Jason about it a number of times, and he sent me new magazines, he sent me new pins, and we're still having jams on both of them. The sight fell off of one of them. All right, thank you. Apparently Jason's not there anymore. Yes, this is Buzz here, and I've got a couple of Sky's CPX2s that have been acting up for the last couple of years now. And seeing that right now they're out of service, it'd be a good time to talk to you guys about trying to get them fixed again. Hold on. I got the guns in front of me, so I'm trying to talk on the phone and look at the firearm at the same time. Hold on, I'm going to put the phone down.
Okay.
Hello. Okay, where are you hiding it? Because it doesn't seem to be...
It's going to be on the back of the firearm, right below the slide, where you can
Yeah, that's where I was looking before, and I didn't see it there, but we'll look again. Oh, Jesus, yeah.
And then you need light.
Yeah, well, I need more than that. All right, we have... And the sight fell off it, the pins keep falling out of it, and I can't get through a magazine without it jamming up 2 or 3 times.
Okay, all right, you said, was it the front or the rear sight?
The front sight fell off.
All right, front
And then
sight,
the
and
dots
the
and the...
pins are walking out?
And the frame pins for the module.
Okay.
All right. The breakdown pin pops out every now and then the dots. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, the dots on the rear sight came off. So I had to put some little glow-in-the-dark glue in there just to have something.
Understand.
Okay.
Okay.
Now the other one, same thing. Now the sights are okay on that, but the front sight, the white dot popped out. And again, I can maybe get a magazine out of it without it jamming up.
Okay.
And the pins work out of that one the same way, same thing. Now, years ago when I bought these, I started having problems almost immediately after 500-600 rounds. Jason was there at the time. I don't know if you remember him or not.
Yeah, I know Jason.
Okay.
Yeah, I am sorry he's no longer with us.
Okay, yeah, I was sorry to hear that. But he had said it could have been the magazines because at the time you weren't manufacturing the magazines. So he sent me 2 new magazines for each one. Did the same thing. And then when I told him about the pins falling out, he sent me 4 new pins. Well, the pins he sent me were way too big. There was no way they're going to fit in there without cracking the plastic. So those never went in there. So this has been an ongoing problem, You know what I use them for now, to be honest with you? As an instructor, I use these firearms because I can teach the students what to do when they jam, because they are going to jam. It's guaranteed. You know, so they're good as an instructor tool, but they're no good as a defense tool.
Okay. All right, and there's updates available as well that we can install, and all repairs are covered under the warranty. Let me just get some shipping information, and I'll provide the forms needed to send those firearms in for service, okay?
All right, now how long's your turnaround on these things?
We're at about a week and a half.
Okay, you guys still in Florida?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, what is your name? Okay. All right, so you're going to receive 2 emails from me. The first is going to be an RMA form. You'll just include that inside the box with the gun and the magazine, and that'll just have the information for both firearms and why they're coming in.
Okay.
Second attachment, our second email, will be a prepaid shipping label through FedEx, and you'll just take that directly to the top of the box.
Okay.
Make sure that you do include your magazines. This way, when the firearm is repaired, they can go ahead and install or test the firearm with your magazines to ensure everything's working properly.
Okay, so this is going to go out via what?
It's FedEx. It'll be a
Okay.
shipping label through FedEx.
All right, so I can just take it to any FedEx location and hand it to them, and we're ready to go.
Yep, and then once the firearm is repaired, it will be returned directly back to your house.
Okay.
Will require an adult signature. It doesn't have to be you, just someone over the age of 21.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, so we don't have to run this through an FFL at this point. So,
No, sir.
okay.
It is legal for you.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you there?
Oh, I'm still here, yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right, well, I'll go ahead and give me a little bit here. I'll get those forms emailed over to you, and we'll definitely get this taken care of for you.
I appreciate it. And what was your name again?
My name is Denise Allen, and it'll also be at the bottom of my email as well.
All right, so I'm going to change Jason's name to your name, if you don't mind.
No, not a problem at all.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Okay, so let's send them back again and see what happens. It's not going to cost me anything, and we'll take it one step at a time. Who knows? I'm going to take out some of the conversation, like my information, but did you hear the voice when I gave her the numbers? Okay, they've been here before, so they have been. So we'll see what happens.